Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
At Kroger, we believe fresh means holding all our produce to a higher standard. To make sure a bad apple won't spoil the whole bunch, we do up to a 27-point inspection on our fruits and veggies. We check for things like sunburns and scarring, making sure you only get the crunchiest apples. In fact, only the best produce like juicy pears, zesty oranges, and crisp carrots reach our shelves. Because when it comes to fresh for everyone, we want our fruits and veggies to be the apple of your eye. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second ever Rockcast, the Westfield podcast where we cover all things Westfield sports. My name is Evan Cummings and I'm joined by my partner Aiden McNally. Aiden, welcome yourself.
Yep, I'm Aiden. Thank you. Wait, no, not thank you, I guess. I am my regular talker on this podcast, but...
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me, I guess.
Okay. Our topics of today's show are very... kind of basic, I'd say. We got football, volleyball, and soccer. Aiden will be covering most of the soccer. I'll be covering most of the volleyball. But we both have very good opinions about this football team. And football is what we will start with. So we will be going over the last game that was played and then the game of the week. This is being recorded on Thursday, August 25th. So, you know, we obviously don't know the winner of the game tomorrow yet, but... we'll figure that out as we go, and we'll make our predictions. So, Westfield took a road loss at New Pal, 42-28 on Friday the 19th. We were struggling in the first half to get any offense going at all. It was just really bad. New Pal had 9 more plays. They had 10 more first downs. They had 3 less penalties, 5 less penalty yards, and they had the ball for a grand total of 28 minutes and 11 seconds, which is about 9 minutes more than Westfield did. So obviously they were outpowered in those regards. Aiden, what do you have to say?
Honestly, I think New Pal, they're not much better than us. I mean, if you look at it, Westfield, I feel like Westfield did play the better football in that game. You know, there was 3 times where we were in the red zone that didn't score. Obviously the fake punt. You know, New Pal had 9 more plays, and obviously that's a whole extra drive that they have over Westfield. And if Westfield couldn't capitalize in the red zone, I mean, obviously that's what's going to happen and result losing by 2 touchdowns. I mean, so the game was definitely in Westfield's hands. I mean, I'm pretty sure this game definitely justifies the skill and the talent that this team really has, even after losing all those seniors last year. And I wouldn't worry at all if I'm Coach Gilbert or any of the players. I mean, this is still a really good football team led by Cole Ballard, who's still one of the top QBs in the state. So I would be excited for tomorrow's game. And yeah, I mean, there's really nothing they could have done. Or I guess there's everything they could have done. But I'm honestly going to say Westfield should have won that game, and I would say if there wasn't really if you couldn't see the scoreboard, I would be thinking Westfield would be winning that game.
Yeah, just a couple things couldn't go your way, and that's what happens in football. I mean, nothing can go your way all the time, but you know, you got to convert on those big plays. You got to have success early. You got to establish yourself. And historically, Westfield has not been good in the first couple of games. Granted, they played a dominant Cathedral game 2 years in a row. And then I don't know who they played before that, but sure.
Harrison,
yeah. Who was very tough in that time 4 years ago. But yeah, as you said, I don't think Rocks fans have anything to worry about. I don't think these players and coaches have anything to worry about. They're in good hands with the offense and defense and special teams alike. However, they have sustained a couple losses. Patrick Skrom got injured in the game against New Pal, and then Dylan Thieneman obviously is going to be out for some time with a leg injury. Gabe Rambla has also got injured quite a bit, either in that game or in practice. So they're just kind of getting the kinks out, getting the bumps out early, just kind of getting into the flow of gameplay again. They couldn't really do that in scrimmages because it's just not the same atmosphere. I mean, nothing can really prepare you for that. So now looking ahead into the next game, which is tomorrow against Lawrence Central. Tomorrow for us, at least. I don't know whenever you're listening to this. Lawrence Central historically has not been a very good team. Last couple years they have gone, 2020, 2021 they went 0-10, and then 2021, 2022 they went 4-7. So they are improving, but it is really small improvement. Last week against HSE, they held them to 12 points, which is quite honestly a really good feat. Regardless of the class, HSE knows how to score, and to only hold them to 12 points is miraculous. Granted, they only scored 7, so they lost, but HSE is a really good football team this year. They have really good defense, and that was a really fun game to watch if you are loving defense. But yeah, looking ahead, it is going to be a really fun game. It's going to be at the Rock. It's going to be packed. There are going to be so many people there from both sides. It's going to be one of the most electric atmospheres in all of the HCC. What are your thoughts on this upcoming game?
Yeah, those previous records, I mean, they're not great, but Lawrence Central is definitely a school that you can underlook. I mean, HSC is going to be a good football team this year, and the fact that they only held them to 12 points is just that's crazy. Like that doesn't normally happen unless it's like a dominant, like overpowered high school team versus a bad one. So then you go into Westfield, and then you face this Westfield offense, and you really wonder, like, does HSC have the same weapons that Westfield has? And honestly, I don't think so. I think Westfield is better offensively than HSC. So it'll be more of a challenge for Lawrence Central, but Westfield can't, Westfield can't think they already have it in the bag, because this Lawrence Central team is going to come to play. Especially they know it's our home opener. They know this and that. Westfield state runner up. Like, Lawrence Central's going to try to come in here and win. And I feel like Westfield can't think they already have it in the bag. So it'll be a good game. I think it'll be very entertaining. What are your final score predictions for this game?
So I think there will be offense more than the last game for Lawrence Central and Westfield. I think the final score will be 31 Westfield to 14 Lawrence Central. I think the defense will really get it done, especially with that young line and the young linebackers. And then, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a really fun game to watch. We're going to be streaming it on YouTube from an account yet to be named. Well, we're actually creating that today. And then 7 p.m. is when kickoff happens, so come pack the Rock.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Home opener. It's going to be electric, and as Evan said, we're going to be streaming it right on YouTube for people to watch.
All right, now we move into the volleyball portion of this podcast. The volleyball team is currently 2-2, which is, for their recent seasons, that is pretty good. They had a dominating 3-0 win against Lawrence North in the first game of the season, which was really a statement win, saying, hey, we're here, we're not messing around. And then that Monday, 2 days after, they got shut out by Yorktown. So, I mean, you really got to think to yourself, what went wrong between Saturday and Monday? really, there are a couple players that stand out in my mind. Emma Dodson and then Ella Jenkins. They both are incredibly amazing, yet they're so far apart in age. Ella is a freshman and Emma is a senior, and the level of skill is just about the same. This team has the potential to do great things, to do some stuff that hasn't really happened in the past in terms of success for this volleyball team. Cannot wait to see what they are up to in the coming weeks, to see what kind of talent they have. We're still in the early parts of the season. They're still, what's the word? They're still kind of managing their talent. They're kind of figuring out what they have. And then they went exactly 1-1 this past week. Pendleton Heights on Monday, they won 3-1, and then they lost 3-1 to Cathedral. But disregarding that, they looked like a really amazing team. That's all you can really say is just watch out for this team because they can upset so many people. Today they traveled to Franklin Central. That's their first conference game, I believe. Yes, it is their first conference game. They open up conference play against a Franklin Central team who is 6-3 already on the year. So they are pretty good, and that'll be a game to watch for sure.
Yeah, this Westfield volleyball team is going to be dangerous, right? This year, they have seniors loaded with talent. And then they also have underclassmen that are going to be good, like Danny Shoddy, Lily Stanton, all those underclassmen who are going to make a splash on varsity. But they're 2-2 on the year. They're 500 right now, but as you said, they do travel to Franklin Central tonight, 7 p.m. Yeah, this Franklin Central team's going to be good. 6-3 on the year already, so they already know. They've probably already figured out what's going on, but this Westfield volleyball team still has some time to mesh together, figure out what they're capable of. I played sports here for 3 years, and I don't think there's a single sport that just clicks right away in the first 2 weeks of the season. They'll slowly, glide into working together, like working how to mesh together. But a lot of these players have been playing together for a while, but it's always a new season. Maybe dust off the cobwebs a little bit, but once they're not rusty anymore and they really get into the swing of things mid-season form, this team could be one of the top teams in the state, and I think they are right now. And it'll be interesting to see how dangerous they can be moving forward.
As I mentioned, a player to watch is Ella Jenkins and Emma Dodson. Emma Dodson leads in kills per set, and Ella Jenkins leads in kills. But another person to watch is Chloe Sutek. Now, she's a junior, so she still has another year left of Westfield volleyball, but so far she has sitting on top of the record books so far in 2022. She has the highest hitting percentage on the team, which is 259, and then she has the highest aces, which is 3 serving aces. So she's been looking really good in the first 2 weeks, and with wine, it can only age better, and I feel like she will age better as well. So this team is going to be really exciting for the rest of the season. I would go out and support them as much as you can. The games are really fun to watch. They're really, I wouldn't say interactive, but you get into it with the team.
Definitely entertaining for sure.
Yeah, they get hype, and that makes you hype. So 100% you should go out and support them. Now we are onto the soccer version of this podcast, which Aiden will be leading us through. So Aiden, take it away.
Absolutely. So right now, filming this on Thursday, the 25th, the boys soccer team have a record of 1-0-2. Those 2 ties coming from Fishers and Pike. Both of those games were 1-1. Cooper Ardiello scored in the Pike game. Oliver Smith scored in the Fishers game. And then they had a win against Franklin Central on Tuesday. They're 1-0-1 in conference play so far, which puts them third in the HCC, which is not too shabby at all considering how star-studded this conference is for soccer. For that Franklin Central 3-1 win, Justin Dow, Aiden Yonkis, and Oliver Smith were the scorers in that game. They recently moved up two juniors, Jackson McKeever and James Carson from JV, and they got a decent chunk of minutes in the Franklin Central game. James Carson, who's a left back, had around 15 minutes, and Jackson McKeever, who's a right back, had around 10 minutes. So it'll definitely be interesting what time they'll get moving forward with the varsity squad. On Saturday the 27th, the Rocks packed their bags to Greenfield Central, where they look to add a game to the win column. It's a non-conference game, but it is also nice to win little games like these. The next Tuesday, the 30th, the Rocks hit the road again, but this time looking to get revenge on Zionsville, the team that knocked them out of the sectional last year. That will be a great game. That is away at Zionsville. Right now, I'd say the squad's looking great. Liam Lloyd, the goalkeeper, one of the best goalies in the state, undoubtedly. He's been a freak of nature so far. Obviously Oliver Smith, a force to be reckoned with up top. He's the leading scorer of the team right now with 2 goals. Then that good midfield with Aiden Yonkis, Yahir, Ben Church. I mean, this is a great squad, and they're going to be really good moving forward, especially when they mesh together and that flip just switches. They play Greenfield Central on Saturday, which I already mentioned. I think they'll be able to take care of that game. It's kind of always an every year thing that the soccer team travels to Greenfield Central, and they never really have any struggles taking care of business there. But next week, the Zionsville game, that game is going to be highly anticipated for the soccer team. Last year, in regular season, in conference play, the Rocks actually won that game 1-0, but in the sectional of the first round, Westfield and Zionsville met again, and Zionsville bounced Westfield 3-1. So this is going to be probably one of the most entertaining games of their season so far. And I really don't know who's going to win this game. I mean, 2 really good squads going at it. Westfield looking to get their revenge. They're going to come out hungry. You really don't know how this game's going to go at all. So, do you have any thoughts on the soccer team?
I mean, if it's any year to make a deep playoff run, it's this year, right? They've spent so much time building up to this season because they know that they have one of the best teams they've had in so long and in such a while. So when you think about it from a broad perspective, you think about this amazing team with a great goalie. You know, they're loaded, and they're saying, well, we have nothing to lose. This is our team. This is the best we'll be. And so they're just going to go at it. They're going to fight really hard. The games have been pretty well attended too, and they've gotten pretty hype. So we encourage everyone that's listening to, take that trip over to the high school soccer fields and watch a game, and because you will not leave disappointed. You'll leave very much entertained, and you'll leave with a smile on your face, guarantee it. And then I think that is it for this podcast. Quick little short one, but it'll get the job done. Next week, or whenever we film this next one, we'll have Sam Efford back. He had some business to attend to this morning, so it is just Aiden and I. But next week, the gang's all here, and it'll be one of the best podcasts to ever grace this planet. All right, see you guys.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
At Riverview Health, we know that healthcare is bigger than a hospital. Healthcare ripples outward, impacting every aspect of our lives, passing from one to another, helping our community thrive. That's why at Riverview Health, your focus is our focus. Right size, right care, right here. For more information, visit riverview.org.